Oh, I was muted. Wait, I also just realized you're probably gonna hear me twice. Ah, no, we're all good. How are we all doing? I am eating spaghetti right now. I spent the last, what is that, 4 hours or so watching the season 7 with everyone in, well, not everyone, but a couple people in Discord. So haven't really had the chance to, eat yet, but that's okay. Crunching my chips, wishing good spaghetti. Thank you. All right, let's quickly see who we got here. Fuzzy, Sploosh, Varian, I think earlier wrote, she's there. On a bike right now though. Edith Sanchez, how you doing? Bugs War, Spares, love that. Gabe Gaming. And Multi Juegos. That's kind of a sick name, I'm not gonna lie. And Suzanne Zitman. What can, okay. Suzanne Zitman. Is there like an easier name that I could call you? Because like, I don't know. I keep seeing your name and it's like I don't know, it's kind of long. The threat applies to the stream. What threat are we talking about now? Sploosh, what are you doing? Rate the spaghetti? It's okay. I don't know. I'm no cheese, so unlucky. Did the stream just start? The stream did just start. I haven't really started talking about it yet. But yeah. The one from Discord? What'd you write on Discord? Oh, right. No, I remember. Wait, I need to quickly, speaking of Discord, you guys can join the Discord server if you want to. All fun things happen on Discord, as everyone knows. I'll put the link in the chat for those of you who don't have it already. We have events and whatever. We watched the season together just now. I think if you type !Discord, it should come up as well. I need to quickly send out a thing for Discord that I am streaming. The question is just that I need the link for my stream. Question is professional streamer, guys, by the way. Amazing. Wait, give me a second. Time to talk about season 7. That's my thing for today on Discord. Putting it in, and there we go. All right. Now we launched fully. I'm a bit all over the place, I'm not gonna lie. Things of I don't actually have my own YouTube account, so I'm using my mom's. You can call me Sam. Okay, that makes it a lot easier. Otherwise I would have just called you like Susie or something. But Wolf Noir, what do you think about Claudia's development? Yeah, all of this we're about to get into, and the first thing that we will start with in the very beginning is by the way, I only have a few screenshots, so I'm still working on that. It takes a while. I have screenshots of episode 2 and a few of episode 6. So yeah, we can't fully show everything yet. But imagine not having an ad blocker. Crazy. Some interesting theories came from the watch party ad. Yes. We'll be talking about some of those as well. I have also decided that I actually wrote down a few things that I want to talk about so that it's not simply rambling. But obviously there'll be a lot of that as well because it is me after all. However, the first question is, YouTube hasn't let me watch YouTube. You can get uBlock Origin. They fixed the problem again, so we got the Pip and Mother Bird on that piece of paper. What? Priya Patel, how you doing? All right, so I hope that everyone that is here has already watched season 7. So how did you guys like the season? I'm going to tell you my thoughts in a bit, but did you guys like it? And how do I say this? I guess you just rate it out of 10. What would you give it? Mid? Okay, great start so far. While you guys are right, I'm just gonna, if you hear weird sounds, it's just me eating spaghetti. I like how I didn't try to bring Viren back. I agree with that. That's good. 7.5 out of 10. Original rating was 7.5 out of 10, but as I analyzed it, I give it a 5 out of 10. Ooh, okay, so went down by 2.5 points. A third gone. What else? 7 out of 10, 7, 6.3. Edith Sanchez, do you want to give us an explanation for the very precise 6.3? 8 to 9 out of 10. Ooh, okay, a bit higher than the other ones. Lots of plot holes. Yeah. Overall, I thought the storylines were underwhelming, like Callum and Dark Magic, for example. The season 7.5 out of 10. The end 5 out of 10. Okay. Wait, I'm gonna quickly check. Do I have OneNote? Do I actually? Or do I have to download it? Because if I have it, then we can write some things, and that might be cool. I said at least, not just 5 out of 10. Okay, so... Okay, but the other one is also at least 5 out of 10. Wait, okay, we have OneNote. I'm gonna quickly set this up, because that way we can write things super easily. We're gonna add a page in a second. But yeah, okay, so I would say around... Consensus is around 7.5 out of 10. That was honestly my original rating as well. Right after I finished it, and I was thinking, what would I rate this season? I was like, solid 7.5. Tweeted it out as well. And then the more I thought about it, it went down to a 7 out of 10 for me pretty quickly. And then the more I think about it, I'm like, well, there are two ways to... We talked 50 minutes about the Pip Mother Bird theory. No, I know, bro, I know what you mean. Okay, I know what the theory is. We'll get to that. Nabil Atari, love that name. How you doing? We're right now we're just thinking about what right, not things to do. What we will, you know what, actually, I'm gonna add a new notebook on to my, how do I add one? New notebook. Oh, wait, this is no good. I'm about to be able to write things for you guys to see, and this will be beautiful. Season 7 discussion. There we go. Oh, that was a bit off. Season 7 discussion. Maybe I'll make it a bit smaller, actually. Maybe not full screen. That way we can close this. Can I make this? Yeah. Oh, okay, nice. What do we want to draw with? We'll draw with... do we want red? Sure. Nah, red is a bit strong. We'll do orange. Okay. So, out of 10, I'm gonna give it... Look at this, guys. Look, this is production at its highest value, no? Always easy. How we doing? Wait, I actually missed a few things. Grayson Huchek. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but Dante Basco is Zim. That what? All right, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what you were saying, but that's cool. Penguin Cuber, how you doing? Glad to have you guys here. Oh yeah, no. We'll talk about that, Sploosh. Don't worry. I never go into graphic design. No. I'm actually quite good at graphic design, as you guys can tell. All right, here, I'll close this for now. I give it a... Okay, there are actually two things, right? One of them is the fun factor, okay? The fun in this season is like... It's quite high. I'm gonna give it an 8.5. I don't know. Maybe that's too much. I'll give it an 8 and leave room for a 0.5. All right. So if we take this season and we just look at it like, oh, how enjoyable was it to watch this season? I think quite high. I really enjoyed watching this season. Other times I would watch it and kind of be, you know, like with the other ones. With the other seasons, I'd watch it and be like, what are we doing here? But in this season, like, the episodes kind of flew by, and I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. There were a lot of scenes that made me laugh. I guess the story itself, like, we just watched it as well. The story itself kind of drags on. Like, we don't do anything for like 6 episodes in the season. But it doesn't matter because a lot of it is fun. However, then you go from fun into... How do I get back to this thing? Oh, here. How do I move? Okay, I think I'm too stupid for this. I want to move my page. Hello? Okay. I guess not. I'll make it a bit thinner. We go from fun to the other thing, right? And the other thing is, how well does this fit as an actual finale, right? So we have finale. This is how my handwriting looks IRL, by the way. And the finale out of 10. And I don't mean the entire season. So not just the last episode or 2, but I mean the entire season was meant to bring everything together, right? So we had a bunch of different storylines that we have built up over 6 seasons. And we have a bunch of... Don't you just click the arrow button? Oh, these? I want to go to the side. These arrow are like back and whatever. I don't know. Anyway, this season was supposed to wrap up things, and for some of you, I hope at least most of you know that this season was meant to be a point of the show where they could stop the show, right? Because they had 7 seasons greenlit by Netflix, and they have said they wanted an arc 3, so an extra 3 seasons. However, whether or not that will happen is unclear. Yeah, and all of a sudden, a lot of you guys are giving it a lower score. We have 5 out of 10, 4.5 out of 10. Timeline of the season was kind of confusing. Kareem's wife already had babies by the end. Yeah, it's another thing that's like... Time passes weirdly in this season, and they sometimes allude to it, but when they say things, it has no bearing onto reality because we have no proof that we see that time is passing in that way, if that makes sense. Too confusing to get Callum high with Moonberry Surprise and then squish Kareem and whoosh blood. Yeah. Zim kind of sounds like Callum though. I don't know who the voice actor is of Zim, but could be. Anyway, what am I gonna rate this? I'm gonna rate this like a solid 3. And maybe you could say it could be a bit higher, but Zim's voice. Oh, that's who that Dante Vasco. Okay. I was very confused what you were saying, but now this makes a lot of sense. It's the same VA for Zuko. Oh, right. Yeah. I've seen. Yeah. I saw that on Twitter. That was the case. Yeah. I don't know what they were called, but yeah. That is harsh. Okay, but let me explain myself. The reason why I am this harsh is because if we think about it, nothing happens in this season, period. Like pretty much anything that happened like in this season feels like it either is like makes what happens before irrelevant. For example, take Aaravos, right? They spent the entirety of season 6 trying to find a solution to what they would do if Aaravos would come out of the Pearl, right? And like a big part of it was that they figure out, I mean, even in season 5, they're like, oh, we need the Nova Blade, right? Nova Blade exists. Season 6, they're like, what are we going to do if he comes out? Okay, we can't kill him because that won't do anything. And so they try to find other things. Also, we learn about how he was trapped in the first place. And they literally have a conversation where they're like, oh, why don't we just trap him again? And they're like, well, then he'll come back another time. And everything that happens in season 7 regarding this is them almost like forgetting that whole conversation and just going, oh, well, I guess we just kill him. And then when that doesn't work out, they're like, oh, I guess we just trap him. And like, were they not paying attention to anything that they did before? Like they already thought about this. Like this was a big part of the plot in like the other seasons, that they thought about this, tried to see if this could work, and came to the conclusion they can't. Why didn't anyone communicate in the show? Okay, story not the best, but the characters in this season were great. Again, yeah, I would say, right, fun, 8 out of 10. I think this season also super rewatchable. Like I just rewatched it earlier today, and I like it. Like I enjoy watching it, but it just doesn't contribute like anything. And I think, okay, it's not that it doesn't contribute anything, but just the things that it contribute don't matter in the grand scheme of things. And if it's supposed to be a finale to an arc, and maybe even a finale to the entire show, your season has to be done in a way that feels like it is taking all of these things, tying them together, and then, you know, making it work. Also, Ezrin's character, yeah, I don't know. Ezrin was a bit, yeah. I don't know what was up with that. I feel like they focused too much on Rayla versus Ezrin conflict. I don't know. I think, okay, I'm gonna be honest. I think it's a lot easier to say the things that weren't so good about it. But if you're interested in what I would have done differently, I think you would have had to build up to this point in a completely different way. Because this season, if this season was a midpoint, right? Let's say this season was season 5 and we still had 2 seasons to go. This would be an amazing season because there is no pressure of having to, you know, conclude any storylines. You're allowed to build on all of these relationships. You're allowed to build on the characters because you have the knowledge that like anything that has been left out will be concluded later. But they did it at a point that could have been like the end to the show. And so again, you could say, well, they wanted a arc 3, but like this is still supposed to be the ending of an arc 2. So, you know, you still have to close off some things. So like season 3 was the ending to arc 1, and most of the things that took place in arc 1, most of the conflicts there were resolved. And then if there were new things, it was very clear, like the things that have happened so far, they are now done. And now there is room for new things to come. Like the Sunfire Elves, for example, right? The way that whole conflict was in arc 1, that's now finished. But there will be a new conflict. How will they now work together? And they could have done this for this season, but they didn't. That's the thing, there wasn't any conflicts in season 7. I wouldn't say there weren't any. Like there was definitely, for example, a conflict between, like, I think there were quite a few. Like we have Rayla and Ezrin. Here, wait, I'll pull up some Rayla Ezrin scenes. Where are we? Here. We have Rayla and Ezrin doing Rayla and Ezrin things. And like how they interact with each other. We have the way that Callum interacts with that whole thing. On the Claudia side, we finally get Terry realizing, like, wait, I might be more than just a pawn. Or I could be. I wouldn't say there weren't any conflict. I've seen a lot of you guys say there are a lot of plot holes, and I agree, but I think a TV show can have a lot of plot holes and still make sense, if that makes sense. So like I think it depends where the plot holes are, and I think the problem here is that the plot holes are just in areas that needed to be solid because they were built up to be solid. So I did some off-camera mining and I found this mystic tome with a cube slap hole on it. Bro, what? I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, they never brought it up, so I don't think that exists. Kind of off topic, but I feel like Netflix isn't going to greenlight Saga 3. I agree, but I'll get to that. Yeah, we'll get to the whole thing of Arc 3. But yeah. I'm sorry, but I like season 7, but there are some things that I would change. No, you don't have to be sorry at all. Again, I made a spoiler-free review on the channel, and I don't know if you guys watched that. And I think I should have made more clear that I don't want you to feel like you're weird or like it's a bad thing if you enjoyed this season. Because I think it comes down to putting focus on different things. Because I think if you're someone who comes into a show for this, you got a lot of it this season. Like, season 7 was one of the best in this regard, right? However, if you came into the season looking for this, again, your score might be higher than a 3. Like what, you could even take it as high as like a 6 if that's how you thought it was. But I think, like, if you came in looking for this, you kind of didn't get that as much. And that's fine. Again, like, it's fine if you don't really care about this aspect too much. Like, if for you it's just like, oh well, they might get an arc 3 and then we get to finally conclude all of the things, but this season was really enjoyable. That's fine. And I think that's like great. But to me personally, I can't do that because I don't know. I feel like, especially with the Dragon Prince, I've been doing that for too long, where I'm always like, well, they have another season, you know, they'll fix it then. But I feel like I've been doing that ever since season 4, and now we reached the end of the thing that they said they would solve all of those problems. And it's just like pretty much all of it is still there. So I don't know, it's just a bit. Yeah, no, exactly. Like season 7 feels almost like a season 4 again, where it's just build up, but it shouldn't be a build up season. Linley or Linley, I don't know. Hi, I just joined and I don't know what you've said before, but what do you think about the possibility of Arc 3 actually getting greenlit? I haven't talked about that yet. I mean, I've said I don't think so, but I will expand on that in a second. But yeah, I personally don't think as much that it will happen, but it could. And I think I'd be happy with it happening. Okay, if they continue in the same way now, where it's just like every season feels like you're waiting for the next season to like finish its plot, then I don't know if we need another arc of that. But if they actually take the time to properly conclude storylines, I'd love an arc 3. The problem is, if a lot of people didn't like this finale, why would Netflix greenlight another one? Yeah, that's another problem. And very honestly, okay, you know what? Let's just talk about it. I'm eating spaghetti as well on the side. But yeah. Talk about the missing opportunities like the Cave Aaravos. Yeah, we'll get to that as well, for sure. Sploosh will definitely love that part of things because, yeah. I feel like Astrid didn't really get to play a big part in the finale. Yeah, but I don't mind that as much. I think Astrid was always supposed to be a side character, and I think it's good that they didn't force her into a bigger role. Because we already have a lot of characters that have had that happen to them. Like literally, what? Thorin, Corvus, Runan, even Ithari now are all like side characters that have been pushed into being a bigger role. So, you know. By the way, I'm the Yug guy that's on your... Oh, nice! I didn't know that, but yeah, cool. Is this the end? Maybe. We don't know. Yeah, I think that season 7 felt a lot like season 4. Nothing really happened, and a lot of things got left unfinished. I know they did it on purpose. Yes and no. Okay, so my thoughts on Arc 3. Arc 3 question mark. My thoughts on Arc 3 come down to some things. I think that they had a plan for 3 arcs. And they knew what they wanted to have at this point. Right? And I think they knew what they wanted to have at this point. No, they had not 3 arcs for 7 seasons. So I should probably remove this. And so this part worked great. Right? First 3 seasons worked great because they knew what they wanted in the end, so they could sort of build up to it, but they also knew how they wanted to finish it off. I think the problem then was that they realized that to get to this point, I don't think the ending we got was their original intended ending. And I think that now they wanted to extend this for another arc and move this to there. Because they couldn't figure out how to get from here to there. And I think in that process and making different seasons, they kind of realized that getting to the point that they actually wanted to get to required so many things to build up. And then, you know, once they built something up, they wanted to focus on that thing, right? So they wanted to build maybe 2 things up, but then they spend like a lot of time on those 2 things with a bunch of other things. And then that keeps happening where they just like have a few things they want to build up, but they also need to create a season around it. And then all of a sudden they realized, wait a minute, we can no longer reach this finale that we wanted in this span of time because it just makes no sense. And that's why I think the ending that we got was originally something like here in their mind. Like that's how they would, wait, why can't I erase this? There we go. Kind of like what they did with Cobra Kai. I didn't watch Cobra Kai, but I can imagine. What, season 7 is just a better version of season 4? Yeah, kind of. I think season 4 was a lot like trying to figure out where they want to go from here and building things up. And season 7 was like... Season 7 felt like they wanted to push season 4 back so that this kind of awkward thing wouldn't happen at the beginning of an arc, but rather that they can get a lot of the like stuff that they wanted to build up done beforehand. But like they needed to end it. And so they can't just, you know, move that ending across because the ending that they came up with just wasn't it. I actually commented on a list of things I didn't like about the finale on the last, but yeah, I saw it. I don't remember all of it, but I don't think I replied to it yet, but I definitely wanted to. There were like a couple of replies that I didn't get back to, because I thought they were very like well thought out, so I wanted to put a little more thought into the reply. But yeah. But I hope this makes sense that like the reason... Okay, I think they really want an arc 3, story-wise. However, what I think happened is that this ending, they don't like. Very simply, I don't think... Hey, this may be a bit harsh to say, and again, I can't say any of this with certainty. So this is just my assumptions and my thoughts from how things have been happening. So... You know, unless one of the creators comes into this chat right now and just tells me you are wrong, how dare you say this? In which case, I'm very happy to take all of this back because I simply do not know. But the way I could imagine it happening is that they weren't very happy with what they got to in the end. They were happy in the sense that like, oh, okay, you know what? Like, we like our show. I mean, I hope they like their show. But it's not the ending that they originally wanted. And because it's not the ending that they originally wanted, I think they know that it's also not the ending we wanted. And that, I think... led to no promo. Because that was kind of a big question... at the like before the season came out, like why was there so little promotion happening for the season? I think a lot of it you can put back to to Netflix, and I'm sure Netflix played a role in it, but I think if they were really happy and really wanted people to see, because like this is technically like the finale to their baby, you know, like they've been working on this for a very long time now, and this is finally where everything comes together, right? So everything that they've been working so hard on, finally they get an ending to it. And for some reason there was zero promotion for it. And I think that, like, for me, one of the only ways I can explain it to myself, obviously Netflix playing a role in it, but I don't think we can only blame Netflix because we've seen previously how Netflix kind of capped them at certain things, but because of how hard the creators and the fans pushed, things were made possible. But we didn't see at least the results of any of that pushing this time around. Again, it could mean that they were pushing for it a bunch and it just didn't happen. But I would be surprised because it has resulted in something every other time. So I want to make this super clear. I do not know, right? I'm not in the head of any of the people there. I'm not in charge of any of their promotion. I think I'd be fired if I were. But I do genuinely think that them acknowledging that this is not the ending that they wanted to have led to them being less invested in trying to promote it. And now, because it's less promoted, it'll get less viewer. I'm beautiful at typing. It'll get less viewership, and through that, we get no Arc 3. And I think that they knew that this would be the cycle. And again, like, another reason why they didn't promote it is maybe internally they were already quite convinced that the chances of an Arc 3 are very low. And so if you have the project that you've been working on come to an end, and you don't feel like there is much hope for it being able to continue, I would be out of energy, and like, I think I would be too frustrated to really be able to give it my all to make this thing like as promoted as possible, because I'd just be upset. The season is trending in a way. It's at the top 10 on kids and top 10 in general in some countries, but they want us to leave it on those spots for 30 days, and honestly I don't think it'll happen. Yeah, so this season, I'll quickly read a few things. We remember that no promo means no high watch time, which means no Arc 3. Yeah, exactly. Okay, you can admit that Janai and Amaya love story was really thought out in the end of it. Oh, like, can we admit that it was good? No, I think their story was good. The only thing that really melted my inner child and brought me to closure was Leola's last wish. Yeah, I think as much as I didn't like the finale part of it, I think the last 5-ish minutes were really good. Other than Pip. Over here, we have a no Pip policy. Okay? No Pip around here. I am a Pip denier, as some might say. TDP can't stay up there in the ranks long since Squid Game 2 comes out December 26th. TDP can't beat Squid Game. No. The Dragon Prince has often ranked very highly when it came out. But you also have to think there aren't that many shows that come out that like have an established fan base. So like when pretty much any show comes out that has an established fan base, when a new season comes out, like they usually reach the top 10. And so while yes, it's like, oh wow, look, but the Dragon Prince reached the top 10. It's like, yeah, but you know, does it do that when the season hasn't just come out? And I think, I don't know, I hope this is not the case, but I hope that the creators weren't like wanting this cycle to happen to then go and say, well, it's Netflix's fault. You know, because they set the bar too high. It was obviously we couldn't do it, so we didn't even try. And so it's Netflix's fault we don't get an Arc 3. Because like, you have to take some responsibility at some time. And so I doubt that they will go that route. But I also don't think that they will be very open and say, guys, this is not the full ending we wanted. We would love an arc 3. Maybe we'll do it on, not Netflix. Which also I want to say quickly, there has been some talk about like, oh, why can't the Dragon Prince move to, I don't know, a different publisher other than Netflix? Other shows have done that as well, where they've been cancelled by one and then they move to a different one, and there they can restart. Not restart, but like continue from their seasons, but like restart and working on it. The problem is the Dragon Prince is a Netflix original, and I don't think that we've seen that happen with any Netflix originals so far. So yeah. Dragon Prince is 12 plus in UK. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this season... I don't even know if I'd say that. The last 3 seasons were quite a lot darker. Not ever Arcane was in top 10 a week after. Yeah, exactly. Like, Arcane is an insane show. I don't know if everyone has seen it, but to me, that is the peak of a TV show. Like, animated or not animated, just like in general, as a TV show, Arcane is the best I have ever seen. There are other shows that for me are shows that I'm more passionate about or are closer to my heart because of, the emotional impact they had. But like, I don't know, like, to me, Arcane is still better, if that makes sense. And yeah, they have a huge fan base. Everyone loves Arcane pretty much. And yet, you barely see Arcane in the top 10 or, even top whatever. Because you watch it like once, maybe twice, and then you kind of just don't. And so, I don't know, unless people have like 3 PCs where they have everything open, like the Dragon Prince just constantly running, then, this is my PC where TDP is running. That's kind of not... Okay, well, I can't write. But yeah, Arcane got dethroned by Outbreaks. What's Outbreaks? But yeah, like, I think those top 10 things just don't matter. Like, it has no basis on how good the show is. Of course, you can say, oh, well, it was this long on the top 10. That just means that new people are coming to watch it. But at some point, you're going to run out of new people to watch it. Like, sometimes even, the better it is, the less likely it will... Outer Banks, yeah, okay, I thought that's what you meant. The better something is, the less likely it will stay at the top whatever that long. Because everyone just watches it in the beginning. And so you have like a huge bump early, and then it just kind of, stays. You don't like... It doesn't keep growing, because there's nothing to grow to. I don't think Harrow being alive undoes all the character work. They still had to learn to cope with the crime Brunan committed. I understand where you come from, but I disagree, because what they had to learn to cope with was not the fact that Runan did something, but the fact that their father is gone. And now their father is not gone. If the focus was set around the fact that Runan did something, then it would have been fine. I agree. Like, if the focus was around him, that's fine. But the focus was never around him. He was just, like, he just happened to be the guy that killed him. So, like, that was irrelevant. What show do you plan to move to since TVP is basically over? I have no idea. I'm gonna be very honest. I don't know. I haven't even thought about it, actually. I thought about like doing some Arcane stuff for a while, but I just think Arcane is such a difficult thing to cover for me, because I have so much respect for the show that like I feel like my commentary is inadequate. And for me, our like the Dragon Prince was always such a nice show to cover because I thought it was really well done and I loved the show and the characters, but it was very clear that like it was not perfect. And so for me, it was also great, like almost practice ground to analyze. Because, you know, like Arcane for me, like there's so little to analyze other than like this is how you should do things. But like the Dragon Prince, you know, you have different things where they do some character dynamics really well, but then they do other character dynamics not as well. But yeah, I don't know what I'll do. Maybe I'll just continue making Dragon Prince stuff, and then when it gets greenlit for Arc 3 in 10 years, I'll be the only creator alive doing Dragon Prince stuff that I'll be invited to all of the events. And half of the budget will be spent on flying me out. But yeah. You should do Whack Fu. What? Amazing show on Netflix as well. Never heard of it. I'm gonna be honest, I'm very not great when it comes to shows or movies. I don't watch that many. I don't really watch anything by myself as well. But yeah. I mean, if it has cool lore, I'll check it out. Are you gonna finish your episode review series? I'm kind of down. I had 2 that I was working on before my PC crashed and like I lost everything, which kind of took the wind out of that for me, because like one of them was pretty much done and the other one was like halfway done, and then kind of just losing all of that progress just sucked. Yeah, maybe. Is PC committed, you know? Yeah. For those of you who don't know, I mean, honestly, I see a few names I haven't seen before. So I made Dragon Prince content for a while now, but what is that? Like after season 6, not too long after, my PC died. Like my motherboard died, and with it, my hard drive, well, one of them. And the one hard drive that died had all of my Dragon Prince stuff on it. So I just, you know, lost all that. Which, yeah, is the reason why I didn't really do that much after. It is fun and silly and the lore is impressive. Also, the characters and animation style is great. Just look up Whack Fu and you'll see. Alright, no joke, I'm actually writing it down right now. Wait, Whack Fu. Okay. I'll check it out. It's on Netflix, right? Blue Eye Samurai is another one that I heard about. I haven't watched it, but I heard it's good. Wait, honestly, I thought that a lot of their character development and... Oh, a lot of their character development was surrounded about the death. Yeah, to the Runan Harrow thing. Yeah. I think, okay, I'm gonna be honest. I think the problem I have with Pip... Oh, wait. Delete that. Remind everyone, I'm a Pip denier. The problem I have with Pip does not revolve around it breaking character development. Problem I have with Pip is that it started off as a silly theory and the creators themselves said no. Like they literally came out and said this is like it's fun but it's not true. And so I genuinely think that this was their opinion. Like, I don't think they were maliciously trying to hide not even maliciously, but like trying to hide this from us because like we figured it out too soon. I genuinely think this was just how they thought about it. And they were just like, whoa, like this is one of the craziest things we've ever heard. Then I think with time passing, They were like, maybe. And I think the biggest problem is that they had so many like secret lore things that they built up in the beginning. And it comes back to this, where like they had so many that were being built up and then it just kind of stagnated. And we didn't really get anything new. And they tried to with like, you know, we got the Nova Blade, we got a bit of like Aaravos lore, but like just everything else came from this section here. And I think with this, they were trying to be like, oh, you know, actually, this was the case because that was a really cool theory and we couldn't really, you know, come up with anything else that like could be a cool reveal. We don't have time to do the whole Key of Aaravos thing. So that's not happening. We don't have time to talk about like the Nova Blade. So that's not happening. But we have the Pip thing. So, you know, how old is Pip? I don't know. Probably long, like old enough. You could do something like over analyzing Avatar channel. I don't know the channel, but yeah, I could do something like that. Because I think there's a lot to talk about for the Dragon Prince. I don't think there'll be a massive audience for it, but again, I need to like always just like remind myself I'm not doing this for a what's it, for like a big audience, because they're just, that doesn't exist for the space, especially like with the way I create content. Like it's just, you know, not that many people are interested in it for some reason. There are a lot of you guys here, which is weird to me, but you know, thanks, I guess. And would I change my name, Spares? I don't think I would. If I changed stuff, I would just stick to my name the way it is now. Because then, I don't know. I don't think I would. I kind of like the idea of always being able to say, well, that came from then and then. But I don't know. Maybe I changed my mind. Creators, haha, just kidding. Yeah, kind of. I think like, I don't even think it's haha, just kidding. I just think it's like, well, you know what? At least you get this. Because like, oh, you know, just to feed your theory, I don't know, once or whatever, we can't give you any of this because that doesn't work. But so that you have something, we'll just give you bird. Okay, I'm gonna try to draw bird. How we feeling about my ability to draw? Oh wait, actually, and then he has a little beak. He has an eye. It's kind of a sick drawing, no? Here we give him like a wing. Wait, am I an artist? I think that was a failed attempt to get together with the fandom and save their asses. Yes. No, that's actually a great way of putting it. I think, yeah, it was a great way to try to like reconnect with the fandom as well, because I think they realized that a lot of the thoughts that the fandom had just never panned out and like never were shown in the show, and I think they were worried that the fandom would just stop, like would stop theorizing or whatever, if just like virtually every theory anyone ever had about the Dragon Prince just didn't come true. Like, even just my channel, I don't think I can tell you a single time where I came up with like a half crazy theory where it was even like remotely true. Like even, what's it, if we go back, way back to, let's see if I have a screenshot of it. Don't hold your hopes too high. Screenshot in season 6 where we got the, oh, no, I do. Where we got this thing, right? Bunch of theories. So many things were thought about it. Oh my word. Connected to Luna Tenebris. Is Luna Tenebris coming back? Was this important for like the disappearance of Luna Tenebris? All of those things, right? And then what does it come down to? This thing was the pet of Luna Tenebris and is now sad. right? And so that like kind of constantly happened where I think they feared that the fandom would become upset if they never like threw a bone to the fandom and would be like, oh, you know what, maybe this is just like something. And so they just took one of the oldest theories that they knew most of the fandom knew about and were like, yeah, this is true, this is it. Luna Tenebris didn't even appear. Yeah, I don't know why not. I think Luna Tenebris, I don't know, I think if you would include Luna Tenebris, you'd have to go in a very different route, but yeah. I want to know what unfinished business did the being have? It's actually a good question. Because it was just kind of sacrificed, and I guess we don't even know what its business was. Huh, that's weird. No, you're actually right. I thought it was just like, oh, it's just mad at Aaravos, but like it never was before. Maybe just like in its dying moments, it was like, bro, why are you killing me? Like, this kind of sucks. I think there was an interview explaining the Pip thing, and it started to make more sense. What interview, Jordan? Do you mean the interview that they did on the cartoon universe? I haven't seen that one, but I've heard and seen some things about it that apparently they did. Well, I mean, they talked about season 7. But I'd be interested if they talk about the Pip thing and why they added it. But it's just like, for me, I don't know, nothing really makes that make sense why they added it. The being was brought into life just to be slaughtered. I think that's enough unfinished business for him. Yeah, but if that's his only business, then it was finished, right? Unless you created it for it to like resent that, in which case, like, huh? Real James notification? Was there? Did he upload? I don't see anything. Or do you mean the little Steam thing that came up here? That's just oh, I didn't get any. Inversion review. Ah, okay. Episode 6. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. Wait, that means? Wait. Guys, do you know if James is online when he posts his stuff? Because I'm guessing he just timed it to appear at like on the hour. But like, if he's online, what if he joins? I'll be honest, I haven't seen any of his reaction videos. I'm guessing he liked this show though, like the season. I don't know if in his reaction videos, does he like, I don't know, try to analyze it in any way? Or like, does his reaction include how he feels about things happening? Or is it just like, wow, that was crazy? I mean, there's no way he could be mad at Aaravos because he is Aaravos. Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't understand why that works. Well, he replies to the comments a lot and is an amazing person. He explains it well. I love how you added, and he is an amazing person. No, he is. But like, he replies to the comments a lot and is an amazing person. I love how that's the answer to like, is he online? No, I agree with you. What was your reaction to Kapara in this season? He wasn't in this season. I don't really care. I think his house had some of the coolest music. Like, I thought about it again when we watched it today, that like this high key has some of the, why can't I zoom in? Hello? I have to, there we go. What was that? It had some of the coolest music. Also, I mentioned while we were watching it, this staircase makes no practical sense. Like, how are you gonna walk up here and then turn? How does that work? Pip and bird mother theory when? Okay. Still stuck in the... Yeah, so I think the Kapar stuff was okay. I think... wait, no, this is not what I wanted. I'll pull up the screenshots of... Here we go. This was insane. I didn't think that this would like happen in the show. I think it's really cool. I think it's sad that it is once again only build up and no real payoff to anything. But it's still like, it's a cool build up. Which again, like if this wasn't a finale, I would only have positive things to say about this. But since it was the finale, it's just like, why are we doing this? Don't forget, and Maya and Janaya was very well made. Yeah. You know what? I will. Okay, Sploosh, I know you want to talk about the theory, but at the same time, like, I want to quickly, not even quickly, like talk about like the season itself, if that makes sense. Janaya and Amaya, I think, I'll be honest, this season was kind of eh, but I think their dynamic was still cool. Why they trusted Kareem, no one knows, right? That makes zero sense. Why did Miana have a baby? That was like, I said this while we were watching the thing in the Discord today, but I think that was another thing where it's just like, that was never a plot point. Like, why are we adding another plot point instead of just trying to resolve the already existing conflicts? Like, there was a lot to work off of in the whole Sunfire plot. But instead they just added, oh, well, now she's pregnant, and that's the important thing. And that's all that they're thinking about, is to think about whether, you know, Miana should be able to be free while being pregnant, or whether Kareem should be there as a father, or that Kareem now has a son or daughter. I guess it's two, maybe a son and a daughter. We'll never know. I mean, we might know. But yeah, I don't know. That was just a bit... I agree, Janai and Amaya were underused, but Kareem killed by Aaravos felt satisfying. True. I agree with that. It felt satisfying. I think it could have been cool. I don't know. I'm like between thinking the way he got squished like a bug suits the way we think about him, that he's just a bug and we want to like squish him. At the same time, I wonder if Aaravos kind of disintegrating him the way he did with Kessa could have been fun. How do you feel about Callum doing dark magic? Brendan Nico, second time asking. I like that. Very dedicated. I don't mind the fact that he did it. I think the way that it had zero consequences was wild. Wait, I didn't understand what self-eating was. What was Kapar? Well, we don't know exactly what he was doing. We don't know what the process does, but I'm guessing the idea is that you use your own flesh as like the source of your dark magic. Or like that's how you have to do it. Because as we know, like dark magic always needs something else to be able to work. And I'm guessing the way it would work for your body in that way means you have to use up your body to then regenerate your body with dark magic. Yeah, that's like kind of... Kept raw is crazy. That counts as cannibalism, by the way. Yeah, I wasn't sure if that does count as cannibalism if it's eating yourself, but Wait, does that mean if you... Wait, does anyone eat them? Hey, if you eat your fingernails, does that count as cannibalism? Callum's face when the kid said, yeah, no. Honestly, that entire scene when the kids were like, oh, Rayla, he wants to have 10 kids with you, all of their facial expressions were immaculate. Callum's face, hilarious. Runan just staring off in the distance like, why is this happening to me? In many countries, it does. Wait, eating fingernails? Cannibalism? That's crazy. The more you know. But yeah, I think, okay, so to the thing of Callum using dark magic for Bren, my thoughts on it are the following. I think dark magic being used is a great way to create conflict within Callum's character, right? And to create something that can result in an emotional scene, right? Consequences. It's like dark magic is the simplest version in the show of consequences, which is very important for a TV show, right? You need to have your characters have consequences for the actions they do. The consequences can be good or negative, but they have to happen, right? Because if your characters are just doing things and then those things are done and nothing changes, that's a boring TV show or a boring movie. Like imagine if in Infinity War or whatever, there were no consequences to Thanos having the Infinity Stones, right? Like they just fight over it, but they just fight over it for the sake of fighting over it. That would be extremely boring. Some people would still enjoy it because, you know, it's superhero stuff and it's just fighting. But like anyone else would just watch it and be like, why are they doing this again? Like nothing changes. And dark magic was and has been used a bunch for like an amazing way to show consequences, and often in a negative way. So that you need to do something that will affect you negatively for a current thing that you need, right? Callum needs to save someone, so he does this, but then something bad happens later. And this season saw all of that and thought, but what if we just took dark magic and had no consequences? And so I think they just like misunderstood what their purpose of dark magic was. And so like they want you to feel for Callum as he's doing the last spell. And be like, oh my word, like this is so crazy. And it could have been, because, you know, we see the consequence is that Rayla or Runan will shoot him and he will die. Crazy consequence. Like, yeah, so in that moment you feel bad for him, but then none of that happens. So in the end, he like almost does the dark magic, doesn't do the dark magic, and then like nothing changes. So you could have just cut that entire thing out and nothing about the plot would have changed. Except, of course, that he gets his white streak. So I think it could have been interesting if something would have still happened to Callum, even for just attempting it. And I understand, like, they didn't want to end with Callum dying, but I think that could have been great. Very honestly, I think if Callum would have died in the finale, that would have felt more impactful because you genuinely feel the consequences of dark magic. Like, even if Callum died and then Rayla pulls out a Quasar diamond from her pocket in the last scene and goes, not today, and then, I don't know, like, there's a scene where they're like, but we can bring him back. That still would have been more impactful because you feel that, like, the dark magic happened and it had consequences and it's, like, actually bad. But now it's just like, well, he tried to do something, it didn't really work out, and that's it. Rayla, Runan, Athari, and Callum make a perfect family, and maybe do a family tree video of all the characters. Oh, that's actually an interesting thought. I've never thought about that. Yeah, I could do that. Also, they still have a Quasar Diamond? Yeah. Another thing that was built up and had zero payoff. Yeah, so, okay. That comes back to bringing out the paper. Fun, high, finale, low. 3 out of 10 because I feel like, you know, I'm like waving my hands in the air and whatever, but you guys can't see that anyway. So maybe it just like listening to my voice gets a bit boring. But 3 out of 10 because there were a lot of things that were built up, but no payoff. Yeah, so one of the things, for example, would be that I don't even know what we were talking about earlier, but I said that there was no payoff for that. I feel like that happened with the cube. Yeah, it's the same with the cube. Just even like okay, so the cube was something that was built up in previous seasons, right? It started season 1 all the way to season 6. Season 6 had like a massive step, and then season 7 was just like, oh, cube of Aaravos. What is that? Like literally, we got one freeze frame where we could quickly see the map, and like all of this stuff pointed to Ilarion, and that was it. I love that freeze frame, and I think I'm gonna send an image of that freeze frame to Sploosh for every day. Careful. Nah, I think we're all good here. Maybe the consequence for Callum's action will appear in Arc 3. Okay, like maybe there will be a unicorn flying in Arc 3. That could be cool, but like it doesn't matter. It didn't happen now. You know, like I won't care about the unicorn yet because it didn't happen. Creators forget about the damn cube. Yeah, I don't know. And I think this comes down to, again, this cube was in their original ending. Like, I'm very convinced that the cube played a huge role in this, but because they couldn't get to this and they had to end it at like this point, they just kind of thought, well, we can't really do anything about the cube right now, so let's just end it without the cube, and then, you know, if we get an Arc 3, we'll come back to the cube. But again, the cube is something that happened in previous seasons. So in season 7, the cube barely had any impact. I guess you could say that in in this scene, like they play around with the cube a lot, so it's like, oh, you know, they bring attention to it. But I don't know. I think that's more a callback to the season 2 like nightmare scene. However, bro, how on earth did I manage to make it that crooked? What? Wait, now it's just not okay. Can I erase? Is this an erase? Stroke eraser? Okay, there we go. So, however, the other thing we have is the Nova Blade. And the Nova Blade was a newer edition. Right? The Nova Blade, did it appear in season 5 or 6? I think it's season 5. Bro, how am I like writing this badly? Season 5, season 6. And then the big thing was that it was in season 7 as well. Right? Like, this was a part of season 7. The problem is, literally all of the buildup was, don't use it. Right? Season 6 was the first time. Oh, okay, I got it wrong. But yeah, like, the entire... What am I writing here, bro? Like... I need help. There we go. The entire, like, when they covered the Nova Blade, it was just like, oh, so it can kill Aaravos, but it's not good enough, so don't use it, because all it will do is just you know, delay the problem. It doesn't solve the problem. So, you know, but it was still built up. It can do something. Season 7 builds up on the fact that it can do something, and they just forgot about this. They forgot that they already had this conversation, that like this was already like thought about, and they came to the conclusion we will not be going after the Nova Blade. I guess you could technically say that they did want to go to the Star Scraper to potentially find the Nova Blade, but it was more like, you know, we'll get it, but we know that it doesn't solve our problem. And then season 7 was like, oh, you know what, maybe it will solve our problem. And then they were like, do use it. And then all of a sudden, Nova Blade, super important, right? Nova Blade stocks go up. And then the finale comes around, and all of a sudden, it's useless. Why can I not type an S? Because, like, I don't know, Zim and Ezrin come in with the Nova Blade. They're all like, yay, I have the sword. Look, he's happy. And then the rest of the battle happens here, though, and he's just off to the side, I don't know, having a freaking picnic with, like, a hamburger or something. Like, he just doesn't matter. He just has his sword now, and that's cool. But his weapon does nothing. So I don't know. Again, build up, a bunch of build up. Not as much build up as this, but there is build up. There's even build up within the season itself, and then they're like, oh, do you guys want a payoff? Well, how about instead you don't? Ever thought about that one? And so they don't. The fact that they don't like merch is kind of weird. Oh, don't make merch. I thought you said don't like merch. Yeah, it is kind of weird. I think, like, I thought Stella literally was just to make merch. Because Stella has no reason to exist other than that. But yeah. I think merch could definitely have helped them. I think isn't there some, though? They have some things. Pretty sure that most of them are not immune, and only great ones are. Wait, what? Are Star Touch elves immune to the blast of another exploding Star Touch elf? What do you think? I mean, I guess they're immune in the sense that, like, Star Touch elves are insanely powerful and, like, could literally just TP away, which is kind of what they did when they blew up Leola. Like, they just, like, weren't there anymore. I think they're all great ones. I think so too. At least we haven't seen a single Star Touch elf that wasn't a great one. I guess the Leola, maybe? She might have not been a great one, but then, I mean, mortal form? I mean, yeah, I guess, but then they just go back to their celestial form, and then it doesn't matter. Like, their mortal form isn't that powerful, I don't think. Like, at least it's not immune to things. Bro, what? I think you have spaghetti fingers, okay? Now I want spaghetti. Again, not having the title, however dangerous, however vile, was dumb. I don't have spaghetti fingers. I don't eat with my fingers. But I was eating spaghetti. I'm sorry if that made you hungry, though. Yeah, but I agree with you that the title of Dark was kind of silly because nothing in this show was dark or had to do with dark magic. Like, we got more dark magic in virtually every other season. More of the consequences of dark magic. Like, this was the first season that Callum was fully cleansed of dark magic. And they decided, yeah, let's call that one dark. And it wasn't even, like, thematically darker or whatever. Everything was left in the dark. No, yeah, that was, I don't know if that was you, but someone commented that, on my video. I was like, wait, that's how they got the name. It was dark magic, not dark magic, but it was because they wanted to leave us in the dark. What are my favorite seasons? Wait, I'll get the tier list maker. And then I'll search for Dragon Prince seasons. What is this? With season 5 up to season 6, including season 6. Okay, all of them only have season 6. Unlucky. Wait, is this? Oh, these are all the characters. No. Wait, maybe if I go for the Dragon Prince? The Dragon Prince. Difference. But yeah, okay, you know what? I'll just do it on my beautiful notepad thing because that's... Are you on the wiki? No, I was on the, I was on a tier maker. They were dancing in the dark when making this? Yeah, I think that might have been it, actually. They had no choice but to name it dark, I guess. I don't think so. I think that they could have named it a few things. I don't know what that could be right now, but go to discussion, you will easily find me. Oh, you like typing there a lot? I use the wiki a lot, but I've never typed on it. How would you rate them by fun, story, or characters? Ooh, wait, that's actually an interesting... Okay, I'll quickly do the ratings. I'll call them ranking. Okay, ranking. We first have... My favorite season is season 2. Some of you know this, some of you don't know this. But season 2 was by far my favorite. I think that the build-up they did was amazing, and there was a lot of payoff to the build-up already, but it was very clear how, like, right now they're opening the door to a lot of things. I think the humor was quite good in that as well. You got villas. You got the early seasons with Soren and Claudia at the Moon Nexus. That was kind of funny. You got some emotional stuff as well. You got... Like, I really liked the fact that, you know, Ezrin, when he hears that his dad died and everything, he just, like, finds Claudia, and it doesn't matter. Like, all of the stuff that happened before, that whole conflict that happened just doesn't matter for him anymore because he's grieving. Like, I don't know, it felt so nice to see, like, the characters not care about the bigger story in that moment. You know, to, like, show, like, oh, but they are just still people. Yeah, that, like, things... I feel like that was one of the last seasons where things were not so, these are the good guys, these are the bad guys. Because after that, it was just, these are the good guys, these are the bad guys, and you can kind of switch sides. But there, it was just like, these are just all people that are, you know, doing whatever they're doing. And, you know, they still, some of it goes against what the other people are doing. But they don't do it out of, like, bad intentions. I mean, other than Viren and Aaravos. But yeah. They should have named the season Empty. I'm guessing you mean this as a joke because there's just nothing there. But it low-key would have been better than Dark. Personally, my favorite to least is Season 2, Season 3, Season 6, Season 7, Season 1, Season 5, Season 4. Okay. Yeah, I have the exact same almost. After Season 2 is Season 3. I think, you know, everyone knows why Season 3 is good. It ranks a bit lower just because I like Season 2 more. But Season 3 is still, like, amazing. Then after that, I think Season 6 was I don't know. I think I was harsh on it. I think that a lot of the stuff that happened in season 6 just didn't, like, they weren't as interesting as I thought they could have been, but it was still really good, and it felt like it genuinely moved. It's actually not even true. It didn't really move the plot that far, but like things that characters did felt more impactful. And then after season 6, this is where I might be a bit different to others. I liked season 1. I think season 1 does really well in a lot of things. And it's fun. I personally don't like the last act, so like the last 3 episodes. But apart from that, it's just like, I don't know, it felt very confined, which was great for that part. And then for me, season 5 and season 7 are kind of on the same thing. I don't know which one I'd put higher. Like, it really depends what you're weighing more. I rewatched season 5 not too long ago, and it's just, I have such a hard time liking that season because to me so much of it just feels so frustrating. Like, I still can't get past the fact that the entire Finnegran plotline hinges on the fact that Finnegran is a terrible businessman, but apparently he's the best businessman in all of Scumport. So it's just, it feels so like not thought out. And I think a lot of the downsides of you know, the whole time skip between season 3 and 4 really come out in season 5. Like, season 4, I think, didn't really struggle with that as much because it kind of just stuck to its story, and the characters were just like, why were you gone, Rayla? Rayla was like, yeah, I'm sorry I was gone. And then season 5 just like, I don't know, it actually suffered from it because they tried to use things that happened during that time skip, but it just doesn't work because of the time skip and the fact that nothing, you know, got covered. And then at the end, I just don't like season 4. I think it's unfunny. It is very slow, and I don't know, it just adds so many random things that just make zero sense, and we have to live with it. Put your pitchforks down before I say this. Okay, what are we hearing? First 3 episodes were ass. Of season 1? That's a bold take. I like the first 3 episodes of season 1. I mean, I don't know. To be fair, that season was after COVID. Okay. Like, unless all of the writers got COVID and it affected their ability to like write scenes, I don't think that should matter as much. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I understand, of course, they couldn't work the way they worked before, but like, you know, I would imagine as a writer, you still have a general idea of like, does this make any sense whatsoever for the show I'm creating? Like, it felt a lot like for season 4, they kind of just hadn't been working on it for so long and then came back, and then instead of looking through what they already had made, they were just like, oh guys, remember that like one thing we wanted to do in the show? How about we just like do that. And no one in the room was like, well, does that make sense? Is that a good idea to do? So I don't know. I feel like COVID isn't really to blame for that. Just join again. What were we talking about? We were ranking the seasons. This is my season ranking. Season 2, then 3, then 6. These last ones, I could see myself changing around. I prefer season 1 over these. Season 5 and 7 for me feel like they're in the same boat. And season 4 is just like not that good. But if I remember correctly, some of the cast was changed and some people joined while others left. So maybe that's one of the reasons for the changes that we got on the show. Yes, absolutely. As soon as things change around within a production, that affects the way things are produced. However, it shouldn't change your ability to, again, just like quickly do some critical thinking and be like, does this make any sense whatsoever in the world that we created? So yeah, I think it definitely affected them. But I think they had to get past that if they wanted to like continue making it to the same quality that they did. But yeah. And I think the problem is like because of season 4, season 5 to 7 pretty much, like they struggle, like a lot of those seasons struggled because they had to make season 4 make sense. Like especially season 5 felt a lot like all they were trying to do is make this one make sense. So that after watching season 4 and seeing all the backlash, they could be like, but guys, it had a reason. It's like, of course, all of this stuff will have a reason, but it doesn't change the fact that it just doesn't make sense. But yeah. Bro, when I first saw Kareem's death, I was awestruck for like 2 seconds and then immediately started laughing. Yeah, no, I just laughed. Thought it was funny. At the beginning, I was actually saying Ezrin is the only one of you with sense. Yeah. Wait, you said something before. First few episodes of the series are always not the best. In those episodes are trying to set up the plot and the characters. Yeah, I think they do well at that though. IMO, I just don't buy Callum going completely to Rayla and Runan's side and leaving Ezrin, and Ezrin was the only one that made sense. That I can understand. I mean, I can maybe get Rayla going against Ezrin since Runan is basically her dad. But Callum, I just don't get why he would go against Ezrin to defend the guy who killed his stepdad. I understand the confusion. I think it comes down to Callum's worldview, where to him he is a pacifist. If anyone can understand that that's an A, I applaud you. Whereas Ezrin is a lot less than. And so for him, when he realized that there was a way to stop that cycle of violence, he went for it immediately. And of course, like, I think for him it was way more important to not fight than to avenge someone. Or to, you know, say, you know, you killed my stepdad, I now hate you, and whatever. For him, it was just like, look, I lost something, but I don't want anyone else to lose anything ever, so if there's any way I can stop that, I'm gonna do it. And Ezrin, on the other hand, is more, as we can see in the later season as well, he's more like, okay, some people, like, you know, deserve violence. And I think it would have been interesting to see more of that earlier on, because I think it's a very interesting aspect of Ezrin and an interesting aspect of Callum, and I think it could have been a very interesting thing to cover in the show in general. because I think most people find themselves on either side of that seesaw. And trying to cover like that dynamic and like if there is any middle ground, you know, how people can change, because yeah, I mean that could have been interesting. And I think a lot of people already have opinions on that. But yeah. Calvin, the first 3 to 4 episodes actually pissed me off. Wait, what? Pisses me off? Maybe. I don't know. I don't think so, but if it did for you, I'm sorry. This is off topic, but I was talking with a friend about the differences between season 3 and 7. And the main one is that with season 3, they didn't know if there was going to be a greenlit Act 2. That's why the season 3 ending felt more natural. But with season 7, they seem to be so sure that Act 3 will happen, and that's why it ended the way it did. I don't think so. I think it's not that at all. I think that they don't think it will happen. But I think I talked about it earlier, back up here. They had an ending, they couldn't reach that ending, so they had to end it here instead. And they didn't like the ending. They didn't like this being the final ending. They wanted this. But now they like have a reason as to why this didn't come, and they can always just say, well, it was Netflix. They didn't give us more seasons. Where on the one hand, that's true. Netflix didn't give them more seasons. On the other hand, they always planned for this. Like they should have, you know, they either should have changed this ending that they wanted originally to fit the scope of how far they had gotten, or they should have just, you know, scrapped that ending and come up with something completely new. And maybe that could have been another thing, that they just scrapped this and came up with something new, and then the new thing just wasn't as good. But I genuinely don't think that they think that Arc 3 will come. I think the reason they're acting like Arc 3 is like so sure to happen is to get people hyped for it. Because imagine if the creators are like, guys, please promote hashtag Arc 3, you know? Hashtag Greenlight Arc 3, please promote that. But I honestly don't think it will happen. I mean, like, what fan is going to be like, oh, okay, well, I'll promote it, I guess. So they have to always act like, oh, no, this is definitely going to happen. You guys just need to promote it a bit more. But I think in their minds, like, even with the fact that, like, they barely did. Like, they didn't promote this that much. They said it a few times. And, like, obviously any interview they did, they said it. But, like, I think if they truly believe there was a chance of this happening, they'd be plastering it everywhere. They would have, like, no joke. Okay, what I would have done? I would have made a poster. I would have paid my own money for a poster with just like a hashtag Arc 3 thing. And then just like random things on the poster. Like, genuinely, the posters we got were cool, but we got barely anything though. And you could say, oh, well, it's a budget issue, but like, I don't think one poster is that expensive to create. I could be wrong. I could be very wrong. But yeah, the promo was non-existent. Yeah, I talked about it earlier as well, that like, I think the reason was because I just didn't like it. I don't think they wanted this ending originally. And because they weren't very happy with the ending that they had, and not a lot of hope that Arc 3 would happen, leads to less promo, leads to less viewers, leads to no Arc 3. And then the worst outcome of no Arc 3 would then be to blame Netflix. And just say it's all their fault. Give us the saga exists. No, I know. Like, this hashtag exists, and they do like share it. but I would be talking about this constantly. And I think, I don't know. I could be wrong. Again, I want to make that very clear. This is completely random. It's generally around 10k, but that depends a lot. How much it costs to make a poster? 10k is crazy. Bro, who are you paying 10,000 for one poster? Like, no joke, I'm gonna study, like, I'm gonna become a digital artist if, like, I get 10k for one poster. What do you guys think of the soundtrack? I think it was very good. I think what I really liked is that he, Frederick Weidman, didn't just reuse a lot of this stuff. Because I think season 4 and 5 especially reused a lot of the themes from the original seasons. And that's fine. You know, you can like kind of change them a bit to make them nice. But I just think like the original stuff for those seasons, just like they didn't really feel that great. While in this season, I think, for example, the puzzle house, any scene with that, it had like a theme to it. And it was like a really cool theme and it fit really well. And so I really like that. And I think that happened a few times in the season where different sections had their own theme. Okay, I love how I tried to like just do this. It didn't work at all. Kind of wish they killed off Lujane. Again, consequences, not a thing. Lujane, a great example of what consequences could have been, right? They tried something, it didn't work out, Lujane dies. But no. She's just like, oh no, I'm fine. The same with Zubeya, where, you know, they're like, oh, I said this while we were watching as well. But they literally, like, Soren literally says, oh, so then if she leaves, she will be corrupted, like that corruption will take over and she will be not able to be healed. When I heard that, I was like, yes, let's go. You know, Zubeya can finally do something impactful. It will have consequences. You know, you'll feel like she died, but at least she died for a cause. You know, like she actually got off her butt and did something. And then Muko was just like, nah, actually, no consequences. She's fine. You know, we'll just heal her. Okay. How many times can I ask for Pip Mother Theory before you say yes? Alright, you know what? We're gonna do the Pip Mother Theory right now. For those of you who have no idea what that is, you're about to be shocked. Shooketh, some might even say. I don't have any images for it though. Like, look at what Endless Legends did with their community concepts. I don't know what that is, but yeah. I literally wrote an alternate ending to season 5 where Zubeya succumbs to her corruption and she ends up destroying Katalis. That could have been cool. Consequences, again. I think destroying Katalis would feel a bit like, oh, so that just randomly happened. But if she succumbs to her corruption, I guess she would turn evil. What I would like to see is more her succumbing to her corruption, and through that, Aaravos has a hold on her. And then she destroys Katalis. I guess, you know, maybe that was part of your ending. Zubeya died in vain. Yeah, literally, she could have just, like, gone away from that. Alright, to the feather theory. I'm gonna draw myself a feather. How does one do that? Very easily. It looks a bit like a leaf, but it's a feather. Okay. We have a big one, we have a small one. This one is the other way around. Look at that. Beautiful feathers, no? Draw an oval? Oh, wait, no, you're right. Wait, that's like... Wait, now it just looks like a leaf again. GG. with a little triangle cut into it, like here. Yeah. Well, this is my feather. Okay, what is Pip mother theory? I never heard of that. Yeah. Okay. You guys are gonna have to quickly. We talked a lot about criticisms of season 7, but now it's back. It's necessary to come back to your roots, right? And what are our roots, if not thinking of theories that make way too much sense for how stupid they are? Okay? And now, like this. Well, GG, I guess. Beautiful. These are my feathers. Okay, so in season 7, we get two things that are very important. One, we get Pip. Okay? Pip theory confirmed. The other thing is we get 2 baby birds. I'm going to draw my beautiful bird again. Okay. That's a beautiful bird. Okay, but this is where it gets interesting, okay? Because outside, you send a picture of Pip. Yeah, I think we all know how Pip looks like. Yeah. Thanks though. Here, this is Pip for those of you guys who don't know, okay? We got Pip. But this is where things go very interesting, because their mother, okay, Big Bird, their mother died. Their mother, to create babies, needs a father. Okay? However, mother bird, purple feathers. These guys, purple. Wait. That didn't work. Hello? And green. And now this is where things come, okay? Where does this green come from? Nowhere else but from Pip. And so now we find out that these baby birds have to have had a father. Where is this father? Nowhere else but with the dead mother, which means Harrow not only became a bird, but decided to live his best bird life. Only for Aaravos to once again kill off his wife. 2 times. He is the champion of Aaravos killing off their wife. Or even just partner. Crazy. So, now, the question comes, does this mean that Ezrin has 2 new siblings? Because technically, we have Callum and Ezrin plus 2 birds. Guys, I don't know what to tell you, but this theory makes too much sense. Literally, Pip, green feathers, babies have green feathers. Mother, only purple feathers, babies, where do they get the other thing? Zoophilia? Guys. As related to the birds too? Half, yes. But does this mean that when they find Pip, he wants to stay as a bird? Because I guess technically his wife died. Then again, we don't know if this is his wife. Maybe Harrow as a bird felt free, unshackled by the restraints of his societal norms. So maybe he has more. Maybe. Guys, this is about to go crazy. Do I have a screenshot of this? Okay, I don't know if you guys remember, but in the beginning, we see two birds, these two birds right here. How do we know not every single bird that we have seen is secretly Callum's, well, technically Ezrin's half-brother, and then Callum's like half... Is it technically also Callum's half-brother? Because Callum was not... May max level copium with season 7. Look, you have to find all of the good that you can. And this is good. Wait, let's go back a bit. To the birds. I want to see the birds again. The birds don't have any green on them, so it's a bit like too much copium maybe. But who knows? Who knows? Step half brother. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so this is the theory. He doesn't know his second wife is dead though. Oh, wait. Does he not know? Maybe he was on a business trip. In quotation marks. But in reality, he was out with a different bird. Then he comes back and feels so guilty for having left his wife bird alone and thinks that it's his fault that the wife bird died. And this is where we get the Dragon Prince, King of the Birds. Got a notification from Harmonious. Oh, did Harmonious also upload? Hey, ate too much moonberry surprise on... Maybe. About killing Kareem? Yeah, no, okay, but you have to admit, it kind of makes sense, right? Like, it makes too much sense to ignore. And they have previously implemented a theory regarding Pip. So what we have to do now is we have to spread this theory so that eventually in season 14, 7 seasons, no, 14, I guess. Back when Viren will be resurrected for the 43rd time, Pip will come with a new wife. Please don't. You don't know. Guy, I mean, like, maybe. These people ate and they say the buff piece of the cake to do this? Oh, yeah, I don't know what that was. Bro, like, Moonberry Surprise is cocaine in disguise. Changed my mind. Hey, ultimate plan to get Arc 3 greenlit. Okay, no joke. Wait, like, actually zero joke, okay? Like, I'm not kidding in the slightest. If they put this in Arc 3, I'm down for Arc 3. It would be so ridiculous and out of pocket that, like, I'm down. Pips looks like pie. You're kind of right. Hello? Hello? Can I erase that? Thank you. Oh, this Pip as well. Yeah, my writing with my mouse is not my strong suit. I'm gonna email Aaron this whole theory. Hope I don't get left on red. No, only I get left on red. If you guys don't know, I tried to contact Wonderstorm and people at Wonderstorm like 3 times now, and I haven't gotten a response to any single one of them, so unlucky, I guess. But yeah, we can't all be friends with them. Yeah, it's always sad, you know. It's so many other creators and whatever, like so many people on the show respond to them, and then when it comes to me, it's like it's almost like I criticize their show. That's crazy. No, I don't think they know who I am. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I can imagine that maybe on Twitter they saw my name a couple of times, but I don't think they know that I exist much more beyond that. Okay, also, I want to ask, what if they titled season 7 Dragon and episode 9 titled However Dangerous, However Vile? Thoughts? Also, please rank the characters. I did originally rank the characters. There is a live stream where we did that. You can go back on YouTube. One of my VODs should have that. I even put in a lot of timestamps, so if you're looking for any specific character other than the ones that appeared in season 7, I did actually do that. You could ask Real James, he knows Aaron. Yeah, but like I don't know, I feel like that's weird. I guess I could. I think if it was really important to me, yeah. Also, chat, can anyone explain the small feather and big feather half-truth that Aaravos told Terry about? Big feather needed. Small feather not needed, only needed to know the location. How do I draw location? I can't. Okay. So this is for the spell. This he didn't need. What he needed this for was for Terry to find where he finds this, so that Terry could say, oh, I found this small feather here, so now Aaravos knows, okay, this is where the babies are. Because by finding where the babies are, he has a mother with babies, that way he can create that whole mother that has unfinished business that he needs. That's the half-truth. The half-truth being that he doesn't really need this. Like, it's not required for the spell, which is what Terry assumed, but more the feather is required to know where the babies are, so where the mother would go. Yeah, and also for those of you who didn't realize, when Astrid says the prophecy of the one with dark eyes, I don't know, sacrificing themselves or whatever, at the end of the second last episode, it wasn't referring to Callum with his dark eyes, it was actually referring to Avizandum. What about the Moonberry surprise theory, the fruit itself? I don't know what that theory was. I thought it would be Callum. Yeah. No, that was the point. It was supposed to build up to the point of, you know, making you think it would be Callum. But yeah, it wasn't in the end. I'm repeating myself, but please talk about the nonsensical star magic boost Dim God. Yes, sorry. I didn't see that you wrote that earlier. Yeah. I don't know. When I saw that originally, I just laughed because it just felt so out of pocket and stupid. It was funny, I guess. Makes no sense. Never uses it again. Like literally right after, in Ezran's mind, he needs to stop Aaravos before Callum can do his spell to save Callum, and so he's trying to go as fast as possible, and like, you know, he's trying to use all of his speed, and Zim doesn't use the speed anymore. Makes sense, I guess. Like, we just now figured out that he can do that for no reason, and then he just doesn't use it when it's necessary. So yeah, it doesn't really make out. Thanks, I'll check it out, but what about the titles? I also realized I don't have any toxic couples in the show. No toxic couples in the show? Wait, do you mean like character couples? Because like they exist. Like I don't know what to tell you. But like but if you meant something else, maybe I just misunderstood. Sorry, don't kill me. Oh, what are you gonna say now? He said Claudia needs to go to a mental hospital, which I agree with. Not us throwing shade to season 7. Again, I think hey, I'm just gonna quickly say this again. For people who were here for only this part, I need to make this clear. Season 7 is a fun season, right? If you enjoy this season, please continue enjoying it. Because in the end, every TV show is meant to be enjoyed, right? The whole point of this medium is there to create entertainment. And I think this season did a good job of making it very consumable. What we're criticizing is this part. Again, you might rate it higher than a 3, but if you think this season did well in ending the show, or even just ending the arc, then I would very much like to hear from you why you think that. Because I don't think it does, and I think it relies too much on the fact that people will go, well, that explain it in arc 3. Like, come on, guys. But there is no arc 3 right now, right? And there might never be an arc 3. But even if there was an arc 3, that doesn't change the fact that you got to do something, right? You can't just keep pushing all of these conclusions further back because you need to build up something else. At some point, you just need to end it. Right? You can't just keep, like, you know, making a timeline and say, okay, here's the ending. Actually, no, here's the bigger ending. Actually, no, here is the big thing. Right? You can do that if from the beginning you always have said, you know, this will happen at some point. But they said it will happen here. And then, oh yeah, Sploosh, you gotta go. Seaman, I'm sorry. I know what the Wordle since Kaparic put it in Discord, but good luck. All right. Yeah, see you, man. And so, like, we can't just keep pushing this along to then say, no, it'll be here. It'll be here. Like, at some point, just, you know, and the season 7 was that point. Because season 7 was since, like, even before the whole arc 2 got greenlit, it was always clear they have a plan for 7 seasons, right? Like, this original, where is it? Here. This original plan exists. And so there was always clear, we got this ending, but we really want this ending. And that's why arc 2 made sense. Like, we were all like, yeah, no, this makes sense to, like, give us this, because we, like, this was the original intended ending that they wanted to build up towards. There were a lot of stuff left unanswered, but, you know, we still got an ending. Most of the storylines were concluded. There were still some details. It was very clear that things could be continued. Not me procrastinating, saying the big change will happen. Exactly. It's exactly like that. And so I think people who are saying as a finale it was better because arc 3 will happen, that's an oxymoron, because that means the finale did not do its job and you need arc 3 for it to work, and that's why you're okay with it. And I think in that case you're looking at this and you're judging it based on this, which is fine. And I really want to make that clear. Like, it is super understandable if you enjoyed this season and this was one of your favorite seasons, because the enjoyment factor was high. And if you can look past this, that's fine. Not everyone, like, I don't know why you should not be able to enjoy it. But just for some people, this was important because this is what they expected. And this was the main role of the show, or of this season at least. And this being this bad is just not good. And so no matter how fun it is, people are gonna be criticizing this because the fun factor doesn't matter as much anymore because your role already failed. Basically pulled a Disney. I think even Disney does it a lot better often, where, you know, they still push stuff back for sure, but they still realize like they have to end something, you know, like they have to give you a conclusion for what you're watching. I think I was happy about the Zuko appearance, but I was frustrated that they didn't get more. We didn't get more. You mean the voice actor of Zim? Yeah. I don't know. He sounded insanely high. And I think it was because we got barely any voice lines, so it sounded like a zooted out Callum. Yeah, I don't really mind it. I think it was just like a funny addition. But yeah. Aaravos will come back, and with it, we can't have a good ending because he's still alive. Yeah. Sure. You could think, oh, because Aaravos can come back, you can't have a good ending, but I think, like, you don't have to write the ending like that. Like, you could have given it a proper ending. And even if you choose to only kill off Aaravos, which kind of, like, you know, defeats a lot of the thought process that happened within season 6, but whatever. If you do choose to end it and, like, say he can come back, that's fine, but you still have to end the other things, right? Like, for example, Claudia, she just kind of goes along her way and then just, like, abruptly it just stops. And she's just like, okay, gotta wait 7 years now. But, like, everything about Claudia was how complex her character was and how she was dealing with that pain of losing the people around her and feeling like, you know, she had to be the one to change things for better in this way and to change things for her family. And then literally in season 7, we get this scene. Like, there is a scene where... Do I have a screenshot of it? Kind of. I mean, it's before this. We get the scene where Aaravos is asking Claudia, so why are you doing it? And instead of getting an actual answer, I don't think they know why she's doing it. And then she just goes, well, why are you doing it? And then Aaravos says his reason, and he's like, oh, well, you know, they took something from me, so I'm gonna make them look at the world going badly. And she's just like, yeah. Like, what do you mean, yeah? You have no beef with any of the celestial elves. Not celestial, Startouch elves. Like, why do you care? Like, I guess you could say, well, she just wants to watch the world burn. But no. Like, if she just wanted to watch the world burn, then she would be way more extreme. And then in the end of the season, she would just kill off Corvus and Soren. But there, again, she has that ending of like, well, I'm actually just a nice girl. We're like, what do you, huh? What do you mean you're just a nice girl? Like, a part of your character was to realize you're not a nice girl, but you're doing the not nice things for a reason. But now you don't have that reason, and you're not a nice girl, but you just decided you're not. Like, it's just not the case. All good. So I don't know, it feels weird. And that, again, comes back to this terrible way to end the character, and, like, for the way her plotline was finished. But a lot of the scenes that included her were still fun. And even if, like, not fun, okay, fun doesn't mean just like, oh, that was funny, but fun in the sense of, like, you know, it was nice to watch. So the scenes with her and Terry, you know, even when they break up and whatever, it's not like a funny thing to watch, but it's fun to watch in the sense that like it works. Sorry. I guess seeing how she lost everything she loves, she understands what he's doing. Yeah, but then they should like make her genuinely that deranged, but they don't. Like, she still constantly stops herself. So like, where is she at that point? You know, like, is she like at the point of, you know, doing anything? Like, you know, where is her insanity at? Is it here? Is it here? And so like with Aaravos, he's just up here. Like, he does not care what the consequences are. He just wants people to suffer. And then she's like, yeah, I'm with you here. And then in scenes, she's like here. And then at the end, she's like here. Where she's like, oh, well, you know, I kind of want to do stuff, but I also don't, like, whatever. So yeah, just a bit all over the place. The only way they can defeat Aaravos for good is if the Cosmic Order does the same thing they did with Leola. But I don't know why the Council didn't interfere in Season 7. I don't think there's any plot, like there's any story thing that makes sense. Very simply, they couldn't fit it into the story. That's the reason they didn't show up. Because it would kind of expand the story too much. And I think, not incorrectly, they assumed that if they would go into the full Cosmic Order route, they would just lose people. Because it's so, like, above, you know, like, they're just, I'm trying to draw a crown for the Celestial guys. Because it's so, like, disconnected from reality. And that happens in, like, a lot of shows or movies or whatever, that, like, if your concept is so abstract and it doesn't, like, it takes a lot to create such an abstract concept and make it work. And so I'm not surprised that they just didn't, like, try to bring it in. But yeah, like, technically it makes no sense. And it was funny because at one point, Aaravos literally looks up into the sky and is like, are you watching? And I'm just like, no, they're not. Like, they don't care. That you're doing all of this for nothing, apparently. I think the entire plan was to make himself seem weak so he could kill all the archdragons and knows he can come back in 7 years if he... That's a terrible plan, if that was his plan. Like, he is a Star Touch Archmage. Like, he is literally the most powerful being in all of Zadia. He doesn't have to act weak. Like, he is powerful. he could, technically speaking, he could defeat all of them without trying. I mean, you'd probably have to try. But on a simple power level, like, if we take a scale, right? And, like, humans are here, right? Archdragons are maybe up here. We have, like, the elves and mages and whatever. Maybe Callum is a bit above that. I don't know, maybe, okay, maybe he's a bit higher. Maybe Callum's, like, here. Aaravos is here. Because, like, the Star Touch elves are on this bar. And Aaravos is more powerful than them. So, like, to him, all of this should be irrelevant. That's why, yeah, who was it? Someone... Yeah, Electro Eel. What you said. What do you think about them nerfing Aaravos a bunch? Him using only... literally only one spell in Titan form all season. I don't know. Like... You cannot build up a character for 6 seasons making him seem as the most powerful being when he is entrapped, where the entire threat comes from the simple imagination of what could happen if he's free. And that drives the entire plot, that fear. You cannot have that build up for 6 seasons, and then when he's out, he is the most useless old man. He does nothing. Like, he gets... Wait, do I have a screenshot of it? Let's see. I do. He gets stopped by a few arrows, trips over, and then a few chains hold him down. Like, I lost my mind. I thought... Because there's a scene where he, like, sort of moves his upper body up a bit. I thought, and I hoped, that they just used this entire thing for him to pretend like, oh, you know, you guys got me. And then when he says his whole thing, he has, like, the speech. He has, like, the conversation with Ezran. And then he just stands up like nothing happened for him to show, like, by the way, none of what you did mattered even remotely. That, I think, could have worked incredibly well for us to get that sense of, oh, right, this guy is, like, really powerful. Because nothing in the season showed that. Like, he was arguably one of the weakest people in the season. When he was supposed to be, like, the threat. And I think that's, he could literally crawl out of it. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. And you could cope and say, like, yeah, but he wanted to get captured and everything. Sure, but then you would need to have that scene where it shows that, like, that was part of his plan. But no, he needed the magma titan to get him out. I thought neck muscles? He has to talk to Eswith, like, no. Yeah, no, he's definitely... His neck is built different. I thought he stayed down and try and manipulate Ezra and join him. Yeah, exactly. He, like, pretends like he's down and everything. Use that to lower himself to Ezran's level. Make Ezran feel like he's in charge. Right? Because that's a very powerful thing to do. If you... Okay, quick, what is it? Social tip or whatever. If you at any point make anyone feel like they are above you in any way, they automatically look upon you kinder. You can use this in any way you want. But yeah, like, for example, like, the simplest form of this is if you ask someone for help on something, even though you could do it yourself, all of a sudden they'll be kinder to you. And so this is, like, a more extreme form of that, where he's not asking for help, but he's, like, clearly trying to be submissive in a very, you know, power dynamic way, not in a different way. And he's trying to show, you are more powerful than me, and through that try to gain sympathy. And they could have used that to show, you know, this is by choice and not by the fact that he is actually more powerful than him. Like, the fact that Ezran was actually more powerful is just stupid. He uses one spell in his big fight and that's it. Yeah. I mean, I guess technically he uses, like, a spell for... He uses a couple of spells, but not, like, to fight. It would have been cool if the final battle he used old primal sources. Yeah, yes. Oh my word, that would have been amazing. Just even in this battle, like, imagine if he just, like, transformed himself. Bam, he's a different elf now. You know, bam, he, like, turns all of these all of these arrows into flaming balls and then sends them back at the other people. He freezes them in midair and then turns them into water and then floods the other people. And he's just, like, I don't know, he just uses magic very casually to defend himself. Like, even the scene with Claudia and Callum, we finally got a mage battle, but it kind of went the way I feared it would go, where it's just who can say and draw things faster. You know, like it didn't feel it didn't feel natural at all. Where we've seen scenes where both of them just use their magic in a very natural way. You know, it's like an extension of themselves, and like through that a weapon. He isn't used to being mortal. No, but like he... Okay, he's not used to being mortal, but he's up here power level wise. He doesn't need to care if he's mortal. He's still way more powerful than anything else. Like, sure, like these people down here are also mortal, right? Ezrin is like, I don't know, he's down here power level wise. And he's mortal, but he still does all of this. Him being mortal doesn't change the fact that this power dynamic should still exist. And I said this in my spoiler-free review. It's good to change power dynamics, right? To shift the way, like, who has power in what scene, right? And so, for example, if Aaravos properly fought and then even just pretended to get caught, this power shift would feel real. A lot more real, at least, right? Or with Callum and whatever. Just like with any scene with these like characters who technically have a lot more power, you can make them, you can like break them down by having other characters do certain things where they here, like they come above their power level with something. But you can't do it by just pretending like their power level is down here. Like you can't move this down, you can only move this up. If that makes sense. Oh yeah, you happy you crushed cream like a bug? Yeah, no, I'm too. Like that's, again, power level in the sky. Right? To him, humans, elves, bugs. They don't care. Amazing scene. Even just like the way Aaravos' face expression just felt like, bro, what are you talking about? Like, I don't care about you. Like the entire time, it felt like Aaravos was in control that entire time. Right? Aaravos didn't have to do anything, but he was in control because his power level felt like way higher than Cream's. And then here it's just like, why they just pretend like this doesn't exist, and they just pretend like this is actually down here for some reason. He's the only archmage in existence that knows all primal sources, and he does nothing. He's not the only archmage, actually. Akiyu is an archmage. Fun fact. But he is the only Star Touch archmage. And he is the only one that knows all primal sources. The difference between a mage and an archmage is how deep your connection to your primal source is. But he is an archmage of all sources. So Akiyu is only an archmage for Ocean. But yeah. Yeah, no, exactly. Like, of course, yeah, there's still a huge difference between Akiyu, but, you know, technically. But yeah, no, he knows all types of magic, and all we see him do are like 3 Star Touch spells. Callum knows 2. Callum? Yeah, he knows 2. Wait, does he know 2? No, it's only Ocean and Sky. Yeah, no, he doesn't know the other ones. Yeah. No, all good. I was thinking if he knew the other ones, no, he only did spells of other ones, but he didn't. Wait, there was like a question at some point where it's like, Callum isn't an archmage? No, he isn't. And Callum seems to be a lot closer to an archmage. I say he seems a lot closer to being an archmage of Ocean, but he uses wind, like sky magic a lot more. You thought he would learn Star Arcanum? I'm happy he didn't. I think that would have been a bit cheap, because I think the Star Arcanum is kind of too powerful. So yeah. What about Muko? Muko might be an archmage. I think in my theory thing I said that he is one because of the way he casts spells, but I don't think that's confirmed. But technically, the way he performs spells is the way an archmage would do it, rather than just a simple mage. And I guess it could make sense, but yeah. First, I thought that Callum was gonna die. Go in the in-between, meet Leola, they talk, and Leola sacrifices herself to permadeath or some shit to bring Callum back. That could have been really cool. I think Callum dying would have been better. I think it would have made Dark... I mean, first of all, it would have fit the theme of Dark way better. It would have shown the consequences of Dark magic a lot better, but yeah. I wish you would have learned the Moon Arcanum, Callum. Yeah, I kind of wish too, but I think the problem with the Moon Arcanum is that it's so vague that if Callum would learn it, they would have to define it. And they haven't been able to define the Moon Arcanum yet. And without defining it, it kind of reaches the same point as Time Blind. Where it's like, can't they, like, don't they just solve every, like, couldn't they use their abilities to solve every problem every single time? And so with Time Blind, you know, they didn't confine it on purpose. They were trying to keep it mysterious. But like, even with the way it's used, you always just kind of ask yourself, like, why is there any problem when Cosmo can literally just tell you what happens and then they can try to prevent it? Or he just tells you, you can't prevent this. And Moon Magic kind of is the same thing, where it's so undefined, and having Callum have power that is related to bringing people back from the dead, illusions, like the whole like between life and death thing, all of that is insanely powerful. Like the stuff that we see of Moon Magic mostly with Rayla and whatnot is irrelevant. Like, sure, that stuff could be fun, but that's not the useful thing. But trying to define all of those things are kind of difficult. Are you going to think that... Do you think that Callum is going to learn all primal sources eventually? I think if they get an Arc 3, yes. I still think that what he will do is he will learn the Star Touch. That's a star, by the way. Okay, maybe I can do it a different way. If I go... How do you do it? Like, you go duck... Oh, wait, what? Yep. This seems wrong. Oh no, then you go up. Oh, there. Beautiful star. Yeah, I think what they would do is just that he learns Star Touch, like the Star Arcanum, and through that he learns all the rest. It's a funny star. I don't know, that's how I learned it, like, when I was super young, I think. I don't know, but yeah, it's a star. It's still better than this. All right, yeah, I think though for now, but we spent the last 2.5 hours yapping about season 7. There's still a lot of things to talk about. Like, I have what in my note thing. Let's see, what did we cover so far? We did this, sort of. Claudia's character, we talked about it a little bit. Power dynamics, I think we talked about. This is something I still want to talk about. Animation detail, all of this I haven't talked about yet. But yeah, we'll keep that for another time. We should do a part 2. No, I think next weekend I'm just gonna stream again. And we'll just continue talking about it, because I think there's a lot to talk about here. Quickly, for the potato thing, I wrote that down because Opeli says this when she says something, and then Ezrin says something, and she's like potato, because like, oh well, I said the same thing. That's not what that means. That's tomato. Potato is literally the opposite of that. It means like the things sound the same, but like that they're not the same. Because one of them, potato, is real and potato is not real. So I just thought it was funny that they got that one saying wrong. Like the meaning of it. So I think if they would have swapped it around and said tomato, and then have Corvus say, well, don't even get him started on potatoes, and then Soren says it's pronounced potatoes, that would be funny, because that would be an actual joke. Because tomato is, the whole point is that both of them are ways to pronounce the word, right? More like people from Britland, UK say tomato, and a lot of other English speaking countries say tomato. Say tomato, you're weird though, so I don't know. So yeah, that would have been an actual joke. The way they did it now, it just makes no sense. And I just thought I'd point it out. Hayes and her English teacher is coming out? Yeah. A little bit, but you know, every now and then, gotta pretend like you're educated. Potato is the real reason why season 7 was bad. No, for real. I think if they would have changed that joke around, I would have had no criticism of this season at all. So unlucky, but you know, is what it is. No. I'm British? Yeah, unlucky. At least you say it correctly. It's tomato. But then again, you're British, so you know, what's the real loss? Would have been an 11 out of 10 otherwise, for real though. Grammar correction. I mean, it's not even grammar, it's just like, I don't know, I don't even know what that would classify as, because it's not grammar technically, it's just you're using the saying incorrectly. Yeah, it is world time though. Also, by the way, if you haven't yet, still join the Discord. One thing that I'm thinking about, wait, I'm gonna write it here because it got lost in the chat. I think Zim's star magic boost was stupid, but also foreshadowing of Callum using the book and the key of Aaravos to learn star magic in that, and the fact that Zim is now a dragon with 2 connections will somehow play a role in defeating Aaravos. Since the stars align again, what do you think? Oh, I'm really sorry that I didn't see that. Oh, because that's actually a really cool thought. I don't... I don't think Zim is connected to the star primal. I never thought about it that way, that the reason he has that boost is because of the star arcanum. I thought of it more as completely nonsensical. But when I tried to make it make sense, I thought it was just no, I don't know. I hate that I can't have Discord. Don't forget about looking up whack. Yeah, I have it written down right here. So anytime I'll open this, I'll always see it. But yeah, once in a lifetime Jedi trick. Yeah, kind of. But like, to be fair, the only reason the only one who did anything was Avazandum. Yes, I think he might have connected to the Arcanum the same way Callum did. Zim, I mean, maybe. That is an interesting thought. I haven't thought about that at all. Maybe. Imagine an edit of the scene of Zim with a song at the speed of sound. It's bound to come out. Fuzzy. You make edits, no? We got a job for you. All right. Yeah, but I think for now, season 7 wise, we talked about quite a lot already. There's a lot more to cover, and I think next time around, what I was gonna say about the whole like, oh, join Discord, I guess you can even do it in the comments of videos. Just write down like things that you would like us to talk about in the stream, and I'll put it down in my stream topics thing, because that way, you know, we'll have like actual things that you guys want to talk about rather than just like a very broad thing. But yeah, I watched MLP in 2017. What's MLP? By the way, Zubeya is voices Celestia and MLP. My Little Pony? Oh, you see, I'm like that big of a fan, I don't call it MLP. I always type it out fully, because I think it's disrespectful. Guys, I'm a real fan of My Little Pony, okay? Lol, what? Yeah. No, I just think that like the fandom that calls it MLP is not respectful to the no, I'm not actually a fan. Like Trivial. Like I've never watched it. I was joking. Actually, have I watched any of My Little Pony? Okay, funnily enough, I think I have watched one episode. Because my girlfriend at the time wanted to show me her childhood show. So unlucky, can't even say I haven't watched any of it. MLP in what? In HOI4? Huh? Okay, sure. That makes sense. Who's more powerful, Discord or Aaravos or Bill Cipher? Ooh, that's a difficult one. I guess Discord is only as powerful as the internet can be, but the internet could be infinitely powerful for all we know. Because it could always grow in power. Aaravos, however, and Bill Cipher, they both have a limit. Whereas Discord would grow with the collective potential of all beings. Discord from MLP? Oh my freaking word, bro. Oh. There's a character called Discord. I thought you meant... Discord is pretty powerful. Okay, so my analysis is not too incorrect. No, I knew you meant Discord from My Little Pony. That one horse. That is super powerful. Right? Still so mad we didn't get a beach/vacation episode. Are you still talking about the Dragon Prince, or are you talking about My Little Pony? Because I'm a little bit confused now. Bill Cipher, Gravity Falls. All right. Yeah, I definitely watched Gravity Falls for sure, guys. Horse? Bro called Discord a horse. Aren't they horses? Huh? My Little Pony, that's a horse, no? Am I wrong? Discord is a hybrid of many different animals in My Little Pony. Guys, the fact that you all know this says like he's worse, no? A pony? Bro, a pony is a small horse. Searched up. Okay, I'm What is this? But like, it's kind of a horse, no? I mean, guys, think about it. One horse leg? Yeah. Bro is built like Finn is crazy. By the way, for those of you who aren't in the Discord, my brother streams live on Twitch every now and then. And sometimes I play games with him. He plays video games. And sometimes I'm just in the chat. So if you guys want to join that, if you have Twitch, well, I'll put the link in chat for those of you who want to join. Yeah, I mean, I post it on Discord whenever he streams, but I won't do that on YouTube, obviously. But yeah, if you're interested in that, Fluttershy. Guys, am I actually looking at My Little Pony characters right now? That's just a horse. What? He and Fluttershy are sweet. Fluttershy and Discord are canon? Huh? I mean, yeah? Or like that they're together. Listen to Discord's voice? Okay, why is one of the top things on Google for Fluttershy My Little Pony pregnant on the images? What are we doing? Wait, let's see. Voice.
This doesn't make sense.
Makes sense? Oh, what fun is there in making sense?
Discord, show yourself!
Did you miss me, Celestia?
Bro, what are we doing? Why am I watching this right now? Okay, so his voice is pretty cool. It's great, I guess. Why are we talking about this, Sam? I don't know. I don't know. I was gonna pull up Wordle and then someone started talking about Discord and it was apparently for My Little Pony and you guys were upset that I don't know what that is. What can I do? Like, I'm just a guy. Okay, we're gonna go do some actual things. We're gonna do some Wordle. You know, refresh from all of what has been happening, because what is this? Guys, focus. Sounds like Zubeya? Alright, all good. And Bandle, don't forget about that. Dino, have you been here this entire time just listening? Because I'm so sorry for you if that's the case. Celestia and Zubei have the same voice actor? Celestia was that one horse. Where's Celestia? But yeah. Alright. Well, what are we starting with? Sword? Spares? I'm down. Light? Okay. Edith Sanchez. What is this sentence? Pinkie Pie and cheese sandwich guy got freaky. In what universe does this make sense? Like, how do you type that out? And like anyone reads that, they have a you guys heard that and it made sense to you? Guys, like... Bro, you retracted the message is crazy. Sorry? No, you don't have to be sorry. No. What? No, that is an insane sentence, and the fact that like half of you guys understood what it meant makes me lose my faith in humanity. What have we gotten to? Pinkie? Wait, I'm gonna see if I can remember. Pinkie Pie and Sandwich Guy got freaky. They have 17 children though. Sploosh, why do you know this? That sentence reminded me of a fic of Bait abusing Callum and Ezrin for not being fed corn. What? Cheese Sandwich Guy, not Sandwich Guy. Oh, my bad. Yeah. No, that makes... Yeah. No, you're right. How could I ever get that wrong? What is happening? No, I'm not searching any of that up. Bro, my internet browser can stay at least somewhat like free from that stuff. I already searched up Discord and what was the other one? Sweet Puff, Sparkle Puff, Sweet Pie? I don't remember. Alright guys, what word are we doing? We had light and sword. I like sword. Alright, whoever suggested sword, you're banned. No, I'm joking. Where do we go from here? Maybe we go D first, like a EI. I have a DE as well. Def? Def is too short. I'm currently dying on the floor. Try Pinky. Okay, Pinky. Why does it not use any of the stuff? Bayou. Ooh. Wait, Bayou is like kinda sick. I guess now we don't check that much anymore, but that is a sick word. Blade. Nova Blade Spares. I guess it's sword. Maybe. How much are we checking with that? Everything. Yeah, you know what? I'm done. I don't know about that one. Wait, didn't you say you knew what this one was? No. Didn't he say that he knew? I'm not so sure about that. I don't know. All right, let's do one. Slay. Murph. Hey, what are we looking at here? Ring O hoop. And band, maybe? Circle is probably better. Those are all, what? Maybe it is just band and it's more like a ring thing? I think we can agree the Glowing Hay has to watch My Little Pony and... No. I'm not watching My Little Pony. The other one? Maybe. Yes, this is why I play competitive. I'm not Sploosh. Sploosh is back for connections now. What? Circle is in it? Yeah, I think circle is in it, but like... Hello? Oh. What I'm thinking is all of these could be like a ring, like an engagement ring kind of thing, like a wedding band, a wedding ring, wedding hoop. You don't say wedding circle, do you? And this looks more like that. You know, we can look at what the other things would be. We have sleigh. No, I don't know. But pan pot. These two kind of go together. But like, they don't go with pan and pot. Casserole and bologna. Do we have any other food type things? It's a grouch. This connection was dog water. I feel like it's something to do with Christmas stuff and it just doesn't make sense. Loop, circle, band, loop, ring. Circle, band, loop, ring. Hoop, ring. Yeah, maybe it is just that. Oh, okay, it was actually literally that. Yeah. But I was just like, what is this now? Oh, like what? 0? Like, what are we? Statuette? Grouch? What does grouch mean? It's very rare that I don't know words here. Oh, it's just, okay. It's just some people. Okay. I thought it was something else than just being grumpy. All right. See you, Fuzzy. Thank you so much for joining. Casserole, pan, and pot. Yeah, so I actually agree with that because these are all different ways to make food. I don't know if bologna is part of that because then, okay, if this was it, right? I could see... Canopy and bunk, I think, go together. Like what, a bunk bed is all I can think of, but I don't know if that's it. Crock, add crock. Crock pot, I guess, yeah. Okay, but then what's the rest? Here. What are we looking at then? We have a bunk bed. Canopy? Is that like for bed as well? Beds, yes, look in chat. Who should do beds again? Beds are bunk beds. Canopy, Murphy. Sleigh? What's the rest? Grouch, O, statuette, and bologna. What? Bunk, Murphy, sleigh, and what did you say the last one was? Canopy. I have a sleigh bed. Sleigh girl. Bro, why did I just say that out loud? Am I like, nah. Isn't Murphy a character from Stranger Things? Probably. I know. Bro, I don't know. There's no clipping in this, so we're all good. What is this? What's the connection here? Lift and send to Finn? Nah, you can't. Milo Murphy's Law? Bro, you can't all type it now. People are gonna know. I'm actually curious what this is because I have no idea. What? Things called Oscar? The statue? Oh, right. If you have to... okay. Baloney doesn't make sense, but the rest, I guess. Wait, isn't grouch the thing that people who make mosaics put between the crack? I know what you mean. I don't think so. I think grouch is just like a person who is like grumpy, I guess, like not happy, which is where Grinch comes from. But yeah, I think it's very similar, those two words. Character from Sesame? Grout. Yeah, grout. Yeah. That's what it was. Yeah, so it is very similar. No, okay, but this makes sense. This makes sense. Yeah, Oscar the Grouch. Oh, I see. That's a character from Sesame Street. I didn't know that. All right, well, next game, what are we doing? We do some mini. Zap a beam of light. Zap with a beam of light. What? I don't know. Is it summer or winter? Which one fits? Summer, I guess. Oh, both would fit. Which one is shorter? Winter, then, no? Oscar Myers Baloney. Oh, okay. Oh. Ah, I see. 100 years for Jimmy Carter? What? Decade? Oh, century, sorry. Century. I don't know what this means. Roll with it. Rookie? No. Winter? Decade is 10. Yeah, no, I was stupid. What are we doing here? Why would I do this? Like each day relative to the day before it for the next 6 months. What? Like each day relative to the day before it. But why only the next? Longer? Ooh, shorter, no? I guess it is longer. First blank on a form, maybe. Bro, if you're gonna put a maybe in there, why is it even the definition? Like, I don't know, it could be anything, because anything could be maybe. Line 1. Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, no, let's play that. Unwanted crawler on a kitchen counter. And prepares for a test. Wait, this one zap with a beam of light to like a laser. Yeah. What is this one? Professor test studies? Yeah. No, you guys are right. More spookier. I don't know. To laze. Eerier. Nope. Laze. This is zap someone. Ah, okay. Some loaves of bread or humphone for what they do in the oven. Rise? This. This does not seem to make sense. Rise. Oh, rye bread. Yeah. Roll with it, die makes no sense to me. But oh, because you roll with a, oh my word. Oh, it's like a dice, but multiple. Ay. Okay, so it is rookies. Oh, I just forgot the S. My bad. Didn't you tell that to Finn one time? Wait, what did I tell Finn? To die? Maybe. Age? Oh, did he get to 100 years? Maybe. All right, let's do this. We cool. And KGB. Okay, it's not KGB because it's apparently in Bridge of Spies. I was Debs. Oh, we good. I thought that was a freaking. I'm stupid as like. Yeah, no, it was a G. It was a G. You're right. Hey, sold. Yeah, maybe. I was too tired for this. Bro, I'm not gonna lie, I have been consuming Dragon Prince content for the past, let's count, 7 hours. I watched all of season 7 and then have been yapping about season 7 for like 3 hours. So yeah, I think maybe I don't know. I think what I'll do is probably make another video on the Dragon Prince. I don't know what I'll do next. I just realized though that, well, let's look at the calendar. Oh, no, let's not do that. Here, look at the calendar. Next Saturday is the 28th. I'm not there on the 28th. I cooked. I watched full season 7 in 1 day is crazy. Like twice in 1 day, I mean. I watched it twice total now. Next year we need to talk about the Moonbeam surprise drug count. Yeah. I wonder if next stream I do on like Thursday or something. Because I'm guessing most of you guys are free now anyway. Because I think Friday onwards I'm gone. Maybe even Thursday already. No, I think Friday. Yeah, I don't know. Gonna be in Miami? Well, I can still watch the stream. Yeah, it's a bit awkward releasing the season at this time because like I guess they know they don't have a lot of Dragon Prince content creators. But just like for me, it's kind of awkward because I don't really have a lot of time to make content. Like I still need to get a bunch of assets for the content, which takes a lot of time as well. So it's a bit awkward. Guys, hear me out on the Moonberry surprise arms. Oh my word. Helen. No. I'm sorry, chat. Yeah. Make your next stream TDP characters you could beat in a fight. I'm actually writing that down. That's an actually fun idea. Be fine? Oh my word. Hear me out? Put on the buff piece of cake? Guys? Are we good? Chat? I want a plushie of the little bug pal so bad. I want a plushie of the moonberry super. Guys, chill. Hello? Make a hear me out cake about the Dragon Prince characters. Maybe not. Just in case any future girlfriend, you know, would want to see, oh, what did you do? And I'm like, well, I used to make content. Oh, can I see that? No, maybe not. Maybe let's not. But I mean, Andromeda, kind of fine. My friend told me he would smash the arms of the moon. Huh? Don't blame them? Guys. Guys? What are we doing? What are we doing? Alright, that's probably it for tonight though. Yeah. I'm really happy that we could talk a lot about it though, and it's very interesting to hear from you guys as well. I think most of the time I only see a bit on Twitter or on YouTube, you know, not that. What about Bandle and Angle? You're right, actually. I kind of want to do Bandle and Angle. You see, Dino. Always with the good ideas. All right, Angle. What angle are we looking at? We're looking at like what this is here, 90 degrees, so we're looking at like 45 degrees, which means we are looking at 315. 15? What? 20. Wait, is it 15? It is 15. I wasn't even wrong. I tried to do quick math and I thought I failed. Is this sleigh bed? Play. Alright, I think as someone asexual, how the hell are you falling for buff arms from dessert? No, it's not normal, it's just them. Andromeda though. Alright, so we're thinking about like 315. However, I think it's a bit smaller than 45, so we're looking more like 318. Less. Interesting. Then I guess we're looking at like a 312. Oh my word! No, Sploosh, I know you did it. No. You already did it. You already did it. Look, you're actually cheating, and I don't... Like, you cannot convince me otherwise. Okay, but I actually got that by myself. Hear me out on 6x8? What? You guys need help. I'm building a freaking clock. You can't. No, I don't care. What was the other one? Bandle. You guys need to use your ears for this one. Release 2006. 1 billion views. Isn't that like the Isn't that it? I don't know what it's called though. I don't know if that was in 2006. It seems hella early. That's why it's in quotations, because it's all on TikTok. What? No, Sploosh is working on his engineering project, I think. It's building a clock. That's at least what he tries to pretend like he's doing. Play the bass before? No, but it's an easy part 1. What's that song even called? I guess we'll just... Yeah, we'll say it right. Say it right. This one? Who started with the My Little Pony? Bro, Dino, what is that reaction? Like, what is that reaction? All right, Grayson. Thank you so much for joining. That was a lot of fun. Yes, I will remember it. Honestly, probably right after stream, I'm going to look it up on Netflix. But yeah, thank you so much for joining. It was a lot of fun. All right, I'll skip it. We'll play this. Oh, it's again, no idea what this song is called. Won't regret it. Stay awesome. Thank you so much, man. Is it da, 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 da. No? Is that Say It Right? All I needed was bass. I guess. Wait, I want to see if I... See you guys. Thank you so much for joining. It was a lot of fun. Just a reminder, if you haven't watched the video out on the channel yet, I encourage you to. Bro, even I think I'm cheating now. No, you're all good. Yeah, I mean, more content hopefully coming out soon. I'm just working on getting all the screenshots and everything. I'll give proof that I'm not cheating. Wait, who started the My Little Pony stuff? I don't even remember. Someone asked something with Discord, but I don't remember who it was. Wasn't it you that asked who would win, like Discord, Aaravos, or what was the other guy? Bill Cypher? No, it wasn't you. Okay, it was Grayson. Oh, was it Spares? GG. I forgot about Yeah. No, that's how it started. All right, no, it was a lot of fun. Yeah, thank you guys for all of your input as well. I think it's cool to talk about it. I don't want to take away any enjoyment that you guys had of the season. But I just, I think from what I've seen on Twitter and YouTube, it's just there isn't a lot of possibility for discussion, if that makes sense, because most of it is just short form. But yeah, no, it was fun, and honestly, I kind of like this notepad thing. I mean, I don't know if this helped you guys listen, because I think, before just like switching through screenshots, I don't have all the screenshots. 318 degrees. That was literally my guess. Bro, Uram, you and me, we're just the same. Also, go back to your girl. Like, what are we doing here? The bird drawings were very good. Uram, what do you think about my bird drawings? feather, bird. Bit out of topic, but will you add artist roles or do they exist? On what? On Discord? I mean, there is like a place where you can put your art for sure. But I don't have an artist role yet. But I guess you can tell me what you would want from that. We do have artist roles. Do we? Wait. Oh. Okay, apparently we have artist roles. I'll add you to that if you want. Be happy to. Yeah, no, look, Yoram, we literally guessed the same thing, and then I guessed the right one. Kind of by chance, but... Spoosh, say hi to your mom for me. Yoram, you have a girlfriend. Stop this. Unhinged, I tell you. Alright, no, but thank you guys. See you next video, hopefully. And that's it for me. Yeah, don't worry about it, Edith. Yeah, don't worry about it. Nothing more to say. Alright. Good night.